Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your weekly reading for April 13th to the 20th. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and we're going to jump right in, Taurus. So, the blue asterisk, always remember the best aspects of the week, and there are some here that we have not seen in our lifetime, all right? There's one on the whiteboard that, happening on Sunday, or not on the whiteboard. I ran out of room, but it's actually big. This is gonna be a week. I hope that you are buckled up. There are no retrogrades. There's a lot. Look at what's happening this week. All right. There is a time of action. All right. Building bridges, networking, all of that. Finally moving forward. There's gonna be this sense of we're talking warp speed. Remember, this is all happening after that big wave. You're still riding that wave, from the end of March, even the last weekend of April. Just things are going to be playing out in this really fast way now. You're shedding the old self, moving into the new, right? This new world that there's this new world for you, all right? New era, this new you, especially as we move into your birthday season. Excited to tell you about that. But this is big, okay? Remember, we're at that juncture point right now. We are in the year of 9. We are in the year of the snake, right? The shedding the skin. It's all happening now. Very high frequency energy. And this week is going to be very lights, camera, action. Okay. I'm going to tell you why. It's got to be a really big thing. But honestly, everything is building up for next week. Remember, that's when we have these powerful North Node activations. That's when, we're officially in your side. We've got that super moon in your sign. So everything is building up, okay, for you. So use this week. Now, the big thing is, let's start, okay? Tuesday, it's not even on the whiteboard. I want to bring this to your attention, all right? We do have this wonderful water trine kicking off the week. I love this, okay? It's really, really wonderful. You have the moon in Scorpio, you have Mars in Cancer, you have Mercury in Pisces, and they're all at 29 degrees at this point. It's almost like this nice, wonderful exhalation, the culmination of something, like even being emotionally moved. It's all water signs here. So the big thing is that there is going to be something here with something about partnerships. You may be communicating something here about partnerships, maybe even siblings as well. And that can be with love. It can be with career or one-on-one, especially coming after that full moon, right? With Juno there. Now, speaking of Juno, there's got to be big change because Juno, the goddess, divine, feminine asteroid, just moved into Scorpio. What? And so she's at that 29 degree point in Scorpio. Scorpio is your opposite sign. So Scorpio actually rules your 7th house, Taurus, of partnerships, relationships, legal matters, one-on-one connections. And when I say one-on-one connections, it can be anyone. It can be your accountant, your publicist, your babysitter. It doesn't matter. There's maybe a realtor or even a landlord. We'll talk about that. There may be something here, but just know that that's going to be big. Coming after that full moon in Libra, that was all about partnerships and relationships. So that story is still kind of playing out for you. And as we know, Scorpio moons they bring this intensity. So you're going to feel this as you move forward. Now, the Wednesday, this is when things really, really, really kick off. Okay. This is the 16th. Mercury moves back into Aries for an entire month until May 10th. All right. So this is insane. And yes, I said back into, because remember, Mercury went into Aries March 3rd and then went retrograde. And then it did that, it flip-flopped, but it went all the way back to Pisces. So it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. Ask yourself, what were you reassessing when, Mercury was retrograde? Okay. So the last 2 weeks of March, but thankfully Mercury's no longer retrograde and Mercury is out of Pisces. And, that's fine. Mercury in Pisces is very dreaming the dream, right? Mercury in Aries, where it does a lot better, is all about now taking that and now talking the talk and now walking the walk. This is going to be big. This is Mercury in Aries. It's clarity, it's action, it's initiating, right? All of that. Remember, Aries is the I am. It's all about you now. All right. Now, what's really interesting here is that Aries does rule your 12th house, Taurus. So what does that mean? That means that for until May 10th, you're going to go really deep. That spiritual warrior is going to be really strong inside you, okay? Very protective of others, very like rooting for the underdog, things like that. But also like 12th house is the subconscious. It is very, very, and you got to think about this. You got Aries, which is conscious, moving into a place of your subconscious. So very interesting with that merge there. So ultimately, you're just going to be, your intuition's going to be off the charts. It's going to be off the charts, big, okay? Now, the other thing is the 12th house is, like I said, it's very spiritual. A lot of healing here, like really profound healing that you can be doing, and a lot of things happening behind the scenes for you, all right? So just keep that in mind. This is going to be very spiritually moving time for you. In the way that you express yourself, in the way that you speak, in the way that you think, in the way that you communicate, it's very energetic. It's very independent thinking. And so it's very direct as well. Like there's no dilly-dally here. It's Mercury and Aries, okay? So just keep that in mind because the 12th house, it's such a strong aspect. It can bring up those lower expressions of the 12th house, which is like isolation, like I don't want to be around people, like that kind of energy. But this is a week where you do want to, because it's Mercury that's all about communication and connecting with others, right? So that just bear that in mind. And it's fine if you want to go with your partner or family, or just, go on a little trip or whatever it is. That's great. But just know you are definitely going to be unrooting a lot of things that have been like holding you back, because the 12th house is also like self-sabotage energy. And remember, it is a subconscious. So anything that if you've been telling yourself like, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough for this, especially because of like the past 2 months with Mars and where things were slow and people were sensitive, emotions were heightened. Now you're unrooting all that to have this empowering energy. So I do love what's happening here. Just remember, Mercury and Aries can be a little aggressive and pushy and competitive. And, this is, communication, even nonverbal communication. Okay. Aries does rule the face. All right. So like you don't want to like, side eye someone, right? You got this though. All right. But ultimately, with a week like this, sign contracts, have those wonderful Zoom conversations, go travel, go, start a business, all of that. Now, Wednesday, on the 16th, you've got Mercury conjunct Neptune. So Taurus, this is so exciting. Oh my goodness. It's the very first planetary aspect that we're having with Neptune, which is freshly new in Aries as of 2 weeks ago, right? It's big. We haven't had this in 164 years, so nobody on this planet has experienced Mercury conjunct Neptune in Aries. But what did I just say? Mercury is freshly new in Aries. Neptune is freshly new in Aries as well. Neptune is, an outer planet, so it moves a lot slower, right? So they're both at that 0 degree point. They're both. So this is big. Consider this, like, conjunctions are powerful in themselves, and you're going to feel it days before, days after. Think of it like maybe even setting up this new cycle for you, because you're going to be planting seeds here. I want you to. All right. And Mercury conjunct Neptune is just rare in itself. We only get it once a year. So you're not going to get this again until 2026. But again, this is so special. It's at 0 degrees. Think of like the Fool card, right? This is your new journey. It's taking that essence of Neptune and Aries. This is like pure potential. You being eager for this new journey. I mean, obviously you have to take that step, right? But it's right at that 0 degree point. So there's this new beginning happening for you, like really, really rare. And yes, we did have Mercury conjunct Neptune twice last month, because I explained in your, monthly forecast, even your annual forecast with the retrogrades that we've been having, even the triple retrogrades, like that, what's great, double retrogrades. Yeah, we had it twice last month, but it was in Pisces. That was a whole other thing. This is, again, fresh new energy in Aries. So please take advantage of this. This is Mercury this is like a megaphone. All right. Remember, Neptune Aries, the archetype is spiritual warrior. It's compassionate hero, visionary leader, visionary artist. It's spiritually pioneering. This is you harnessing those Aries qualities of confidence and leadership and, entrepreneurship, awakening to your authentic self.
while you're having this spiritual awakening with the North Node activated in Pisces, still conjuncting all those planets, right? So Neptune being dreams and, creativity, imagination, the divine, spirituality, right? Conjuncting Mercury, that's big, okay? That's poetry in motion, powerful storytelling, it's creative writing. Wow, this is thoughts, ideas that you have that you're planting. But what makes this special for you, Taurus, is that Neptune natively rules the 12th house. So it's almost like this homecoming that's happening after 164 years that it's just interesting what's happening for you. All right. Again, I would not, that spiritual warrior is going to be really strong for you is all I'm saying. Okay. The way that you're communicating in this bold way, compassionately, even thinking ideas that you have, because it's very selfless energy. So it's like, what can I do for others around this time? There's going to be a lot of home stuff for you too, by the way. So just think about that. All right. This whole new vision that you're embarking on. I've talked about that. Okay. Vision, visual. That's Neptune. Visualize, right? What is your vision? Vision boards, all of that. So this is all moving the needle forward for your big dream. All right. And like I said, it's very conscious meets subconscious, but especially for you because it is in your 12th house. So you can expect like those, Whoopi Goldberg level, in ghost, like intuition, psychic energy, like it's strong for you. All right. Ditto, right? Ditto. Anyway, just pay attention to your little dreams too. The 12th house rules dreams. You're going to have these vivid dreams. You've already been having them, Taurus. You've already been having them. Like you have. All right. So you're just feeling this shift. All right. And so remember I said it's also selfless. Like it's also like speaking for the underdog, rooting for very David and Goliath, like really that underdog story. And it's also very Mercury conjunct Neptune is very like astrology. It's tarot. It's mysticism. It's all of that. So again, just really amplified here, but there definitely is something here where I want you to initiate things. I want you to communicate. I want you to, all those mercurial energy, starting a business, selling things, PR, advertising, marketing, writing, researching, reporting, gaining new knowledge, starting new things, media, film, the art, all of that amplified. But just know there's something inside you at this point that has to be known, and you're going to feel it, and you're going to, right? So I love this. I did a whole video, Neptune and Aries. I'll leave it at the end of the video or the description box. But I give you a lot of like what you can expect, especially for the next 2 years with Neptune and Aries, because that's the most powerful time. But just one takeaway, remember Gandhi, classic, perfect example of someone who was born with Neptune and Aries, okay? Spiritual leader, spiritual warrior, visionary leader, everything for the collective, everything for humanity there. You know what I mean? Right? So big, okay? And it can just be you with your family, your work, whatever it is, your group, but just remember, on the lower end was Julius Caesar, who also was born with Neptune and Aries. So you see that there's different expressions here. And with a strong Neptune aspect at a 0 degree point like this can bring those, lower expressions of like illusion, delusion, confusion, escapism, delusional ideas, like telling, your husband that you are actually, in the CIA, and you were from Neptune. You know what I mean? Like, just like that will never happen. But that's what I'm saying. This is happening in your 12th house. So just keep that in mind. Remember, Neptune natively rules the 12th house. But anyway, this is beautiful energy, and I love this. If you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising or your moon, or, for your, husband or kid, whoever, best friend, cardinal signs, that would be Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, as well as Gemini and Virgo. They're going to feel this the most. If you know your birth chart, your natal chart, if you have any planets between 27 to 0 degrees in Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces, or 0 to 3 degrees in any of the cardinal signs that I just mentioned, yeah, you're going to feel it the most, all right? So use this. Jake Gyllenhaal and Meg Ryan and RuPaul and Olivia Rodrigo, come on, they have this in their charts. They were born with this. They're creative, right? They're imaginative. They're heard. Remember, this is a megaphone. They're heard. All right. Now, something else that's happening here that I really do like for you is like the moon in Sagittarius will sextile Pluto in Aquarius. So that's really wonderful because there's something here with career, wealth building. Very nice for you. Really emotionally moved at this point, but it's really good feel good energy because the moon will trine Mercury and trine Mars. All right. So now, speaking of Mars, on the 17th, here we are. This is big. Mars moving into Leo. It's going to happen really, really, really late at night, but whoa, this is a banner moment. This is where I wish I had a cowbell, but I don't. So I'm just going to show you like how excited we are about this moment. All right. So we are officially out of retrogrades. We have no retrogrades. We have, Mars is out of Cancer. Mars is out of Cancer retrograde. Like, what? This is big. This is a huge shift, huge vibe shift you're going to feel here because Mars is now so happy in a fire sign. Now, we're happy because now we get energy. Mars is like Phoenix rising from the ashes at this point. I mean, you're going to feel so charged up from this point forward for 2 months. Like I said, Mars and Leo is very heart-centric, fiery heart, brave heart, being your authentic self, passion, your actions, your goals, all of that. Beautiful energy. And when I say fiery AF, I mean Mars in a fire sign, Sun, Mercury, Neptune in a fire sign in Aries, right? You got Jupiter and Pluto in air signs. So we're moving from that water, earth energy, yeah? That's a little bit like, and then like we're going like, whoosh. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel a lot of action, okay? And you already are, Taurus. Y'all already are. And I just told you, the moon's going to be a Sagittarius. There's more fire. So the fact that Mars is a ruler of Aries, this is strong, all right? In a fellow fire sign. So again, the pioneer, the warrior, the go-getter, all of that. You're going to feel this. You're going to feel this. Now, remember what I said, lights, camera, action. Mars and Leo is very like, give me the spotlight. Like, it's very dramatic, like theater, like all that. But very, very, there's an element of like being seen, but also like fame with this aspect. Now, Mercury in Aries, it's just amplifying that fire on fire. So if Mars is like, give me the spotlight, Mercury in Aries is like, this is how I'm going to get it, right? So a lot of energy like my way or the highway, right? But that's fine. You deserve it. We all do. After what we have been going through for the past, 6 months. Yeah, because Mars and Cancer started way back in the end of 2024. Right? And then we had those retrogrades. We had a personal planet retrograde ever since, I think it was like November since, and then double retrograde. So yeah, so get excited and use this because you did learn a lot about yourself and you did, especially you learned a lot about patience with Mars retrograde, like in Cancer. You learned a lot. So Mercury is now helping you like think quick and fast and for yourself. And again, a lot of spiritual energy for you, but spiritual warrior, like this big. This is big for you, okay? So another thing is Mars and Leo for you, Taurus, that does rule your 4th house. So what does that mean? So all Tauruses, like that's a big focus on home and family and your loved ones and taking care of them and, your parents and your children and your significant other and, you're going to just feel a lot of activity now. And that if you felt delays here, you're going to feel activity. Okay. Even real estate, renovations to your home, things like that. Okay. Property matters. But just know Mars and Leo that's just so much passion and romance and intimacy. Huge charge here for that. Okay. And remember Mars's physicality. So use this, move your body, do gardening, do some jogging. You're going to just feel amped up energetically. Painting, right? Neptune energy. So your creativity is got to be off the charts with what's happening here, especially again within the home space or even like the foundations of your life. Oh, all right. That's all 4th house matters. This aspect is great for singles. If you're single, it's great for recreations and hobbies. Leo is royal. Leo is the king, the queen, right? That's why you see Leo's the lion. You see the lion, all, the banners and stuff and royalty in the palace. And anyway, here's the thing. Mars and Leo, yeah, that's strong and fiery. Yeah. And so it can be like pride and ego as well. So you just want like, spotlight only for me, like that kind of energy. So just be mindful of that. But there's this warmth and love that's happening with y'all, Tauruses. And remember, we are at that juncture point where everything's ending for this new beginning. Everything. Your life is changing. Remember, you're riding that wave, okay? And it's a big wave from the end of March, moving through April. Okay, so if you do feel overwhelmed, because it can be a little overwhelming, like it is, just remember, focus on your chi, your prana, all of that. You're going to be fine. I don't think that you'll have a problem because you do have that spiritual axis activated, your 12th house, in a really big way. You also have the North Node still in Pisces. Remember that is spirituality. That is spiritual awakening. That is empathy. That is healing, right? So you've got that happening for you, that overlap there. That's just so nice. So just keep that in mind, okay? That with Mars and Leo, that is you taking care of you. And so, yes, it is all about you. But taking care of what you need to help others, to support others, to contribute to your family, your friends, your squad, your community, your business, whatever it is. Yeah. So keep that in mind. And there is something very possible here that you wanted in December, or you were reassessing when it comes to the home. There could have been some ego clashes around that time too. From, I would even go to Thanksgiving. I would even go mid-November, okay, until about January 6th. When Mars was in Leo for a hot second and went retrograde, so there was something around here where you felt like, why can't this like the delays, right? With the retrograde, delays. Things just went a little sideways. So just get something around that time that you really wanted, or you were reassessing, redefining your goals. It's all coming up now because Mars now has energy and it's giving it to you. So now, whatever you wanted then, you can have now. So think about what happened around that time. You can have it now. All right. You can have it now. Really amazing. And then, wow, you remember I said you got this Mars and Leo until June 17th. Well, just wait until June 17th, the luckiest month of 2025 with all those Jupiter activations. But that's when Mars moves into Virgo. Not only your BFF Earth sign, but your 5th house of joy and pleasure and true love and romance and procreation and sex and creativity, like all of that off the charts. Okay, so you got a lot happening. You got a lot. You got a lot that you're moving into. Just know you're going through great change. Okay, and remember, the secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Yeah. Who said that? You tell me what wise ancient. No Googling. All right. Anyway, so Mars and Leo, remember how I said it's like there's that element of fame and royalty, and here's the thing. Mars and Leo, a lot of celebrities, a lot of royal, like kings and queens have had it in their charts. They were, born with that. A lot of CEOs, celebrities, even a lot of presidents. Like it's big. Like first of all, Channing Tatum, fellow Taurus, right? Fred Astaire, George Clooney, all your fellow Taurus, like they were born with Mars and Leo, right? Thomas Jefferson, Steven Tyler, from Aerosmith, Quentin Tarantino, Patti LaBelle, W.B. Yeats, Sofia Vergara. That is very like Mars and Leo. Debbie Gibson, Beyonce, Jennifer Hudson, Sting, John Adams, Demi Moore. I mean, I could go on and on, but you see what I'm saying. All right. That is harnessing that Mars and Leo energy. Okay. Now, Sunday, we officially move into your birthday season. So happy birthday, Taurus. I'm very excited for you. This is absolutely okay. So we're actually, you know what? We're going to talk about this next week because this is more going to have an impact on you for the next 4 weeks. So it just says, we'll talk about it next week. But Happy birthday, and we'll dive deep, okay? And you're gonna like this because because it is so fiery and there's so much happening, so much activity. This is gonna bring a little bit of that grounding energy. That's gonna be really nice, okay? So just keep that in mind. All right, now, however, I am gonna tell you some aspects that are happening on Sunday because you will feel it this week. All right, we're starting with Sun in your sign squaring Mars and Leo. I talked about this in your monthly April forecast. You are going to feel this. All right, you're going to feel this. I don't know why I keep hitting the thing. But, well, the Sun's in your sign, right? And you got it squaring Mars and Leo. So what does this mean? First, they're fixed signs, right? You're a fixed sign. Leo's a fixed sign. So no one's really budging here. Think of it as like a square off, right? This is all about having compromise. So having compromise, if you're not seeing eye to eye with people, okay, being very diplomatic, because here's what's happening. This can be very exhausting. Yeah. If you're exerting all your energy into a battle of ego, right? And I say that because Sun, ego, Mars in Leo, ego. Remember what I said earlier. So this can be a little like, come at me, bro energy, can be very like bear pokey. Do you want that, Taurus? No. You don't, right? Think about what you just went through with Mars and Cancer for a long time. That no energy. You had, we just came out of eclipse season. We've been going through some strong, you know what I mean? Schumann's resonance was off the charts. I always talk about it in my live streams. Like, some of y'all haven't been getting any sleep. So, do you want that? No, you don't. So, again, your chi, your prana, your, kundalini, all of that, the flow state. Right? I always talk about, the hemisync. Let's work on those gamma waves, connecting with the ether. Let's do that. Okay. Chakras, all of that, because it is a lot of energy, and it's a square, and it is very, very, remember, it's for the collective. So everyone's going to feel this. So everyone's going to be a little like, right? It's very like impatient and impulsive and button pushy. Yeah. So it's very like choose your Nicolas Cage character from any of his movies. So just be, smile and be responsive, not reactive. The biggest thing here with the Sun square Mars is, and again, a lot of this is going to be with either a parent or a child or your significant other or a realtor or property manager, things that have to do with the home space. Yeah. So keep that in mind. All right. Here's the thing. There's definitely going to be it's such a strong aspect. Again, you always want to be the best person in the situation, the better version of yourself. So this is a point where you just don't let anyone take your power, and B, don't let anyone bring you into their low energy frequency. Bring them out. All right? Bring them out. Help them out of that, right? Remember this Neptune in Aries energy, that spiritual warrior, it's in your 12th house. Yeah? So you're going to have some really big hero moments, all right? If you use that expression. The other thing is like, yes, this can give you a really big boost in physical energy. Okay, it is the sun, right? It's like 8 billion people on this planet are alive because of the sun. So that physical energy, Mars, remember physicality as well. So again, use this, please. All right. Because I think I told you last week, you got so much amped up energy. If you let it build up, if it's this pent up energy, but you need a point of release. Okay. You need to channel it constructively. And so great time to do like, Tai Chi or, that kickboxing class or swimming or, you know what I mean? Like bungee jump, whatever you want to do, weed whacking, just channel this, channel it constructively, because this only happens once a year. It's going to pass, but you are going to feel it starting a little bit, like Wednesday, Thursday, right? So it builds and that perfects on Sunday. So therefore you do feel it again next week too. And remember, I told you about what's happening next week. So keep that in mind. Tina Turner, Joan Rivers, right? Lucille Ball, Nikola Tesla is a big one, right? Nikola Tesla, Jennifer Aniston, Ewan McGregor. They were born with this, Sun square Mars. They have this in their charts. You see the big impact they've had on the. That's what I'm saying. Use those higher expressions. You can have you're gonna be good. All right. So and again, they worked with this their entire life. We go through it once a year. Now, something magical is happening this way. That's why one of the reasons I'm harping on that, because there's something so magical happening this way that I just don't. I want you to focus on this aspect and remember, let this part shine. It's not even on the whiteboard, but Mars will trine Neptune. This is amazing. If you are a subscriber, you know this is one of my favorite aspects of all time. This is that aspect where you've got the two planets that have absolutely nothing in common. It's like like parents putting two kids in a room, say, go play. Okay, we're gonna go, to skiing, right? Whatever. I don't know, but it's the two kids. It's like the cheerleader and like the jock. No, that's wrong. It's the goth kid and the jock, or the cheerleader. Anyway, two kids that just have nothing in common, right? So that's what's happening right now. But this is a trine. This is auspicious, effortless, wonderful flow. It's when these planets make magic happen. They learn how to work together, and they just, the magic is really, really strong here. So Mars being physicality, right? Even like sexuality, it's action, it's all of that, right? Very dynamic energy with the spiritual, compassionate, sensual, artistic side of Neptune. So again, this is just so wonderful for anything like dance and art and yoga, painting, any of that. It's so good for the soul, expressing yourself. All right, synchronized swimming. This is Neptune, water. Anyway, this is all about like connecting with spirit. Spend time in nature, please. This is such a force of good. Being the best version of yourself. Very magnetic energy is what this. It's soulmate energy. When you got Mars with this, it's soulmate energy. And if you're in a relationship, you're gonna feel that surge. Remember, this is happening in your fourth house too. So it's a lot of home stuff. It's wonderful. If you are single, by the way, yeah, this is it. This is the one where you go on that first date. Within 5 minutes, you're in the bathroom texting your girlfriend saying, I found the one. Like, this is, so you're going to feel this. And I want you to use this. You want to use this. Again, we've never experienced this. Nobody on this planet has experienced this. It is at that, it's at that 0 degree point. Nobody, this is, okay? It's a trine. It's so nice. You'll feel it days before, days after. You're going to feel this huge flow of spirituality, self-belief, self-confidence, creativity, imagination, the divine. This is having faith in yourself. But again, really strong spiritual warrior. It reminds me of, like, think about Thor, right? Chris Hemsworth playing Thor in the Marvel movies, an actual warrior god, right? Transcendent leader, saving humanity, doing good, right? For the collective. But, on the lower side, his ego did lead him into some circumstances that were just like, whoa, don't do that, right? So just use your intuition. Again, y'all are going to be up at bat here as spiritual leaders, as visionary leaders. Even just, it can be on a small scale, like the home sector again. And then you still have the North Node activated here. There may be some things with friends and groups anyway, or community, the masses. I mean, this is just a big aspect that we just don't get. So at that 0 degree point, so whatever you do, your purpose, your path to enlightenment, your karmic journey, there is an element here of you asking yourself, how can I contribute to humanity, to my community, to my work community, to my family, right? Through my art or my business or the book that I wrote, or, my inventions, my time machine that I built, or just my energy, right? Neptune, remember, vision, visionary. So what is my vision? So seize the day with this. This is beauty. This is fighting spirit. Remember what I said earlier. very like fighting for a cause, fighting for a belief, even self-belief, but very Ethan Hawke standing on the desk at the end of Dead Poet Society. Oh, Captain, my Captain. That's how powerful this aspect is. You throw in Mercury conjunct Neptune at the same time. That's how powerful this is. This is your confidence and your leadership that can inspire others. You saw that movie. You saw everyone else stood on their desks because of him. That one person that did that. Use this, please. This is happening in your 12th house. Use this. You have so much power here. It's insane. Okay, so, and we do have another wonderful triangle here that's, actually, this one for you, yeah, really, really wonderful. It's like you got Mars and Leo, you got Juno and Scorpio, you got Neptune and Aries. Really wonderful flow here. This great, they're all working harmoniously. This golden triangle, I love this. Again, there's definitely going to be something here with, you know, relationships, partnerships, family, maybe a child, you know, relationship with a child or a parent. There's something, and you can actually throw Mercury in here too. He's only like two degrees at this point. But again, this is happening at 0. This is such a big week. Anyway, everyone's going to feel this. Everyone's going to feel this. Now, Mercury sextile Pluto happening over the weekend. We had this March 25th. Mercury was retrograde then. Now you've got that bite. You got that confidence with Mercury and Aries. There's going to be something here with, you know, very likely something here with like relationships, maybe even intimate relationships. And that can be love. That can be a business partner. It can be, you know, again, whatever resonates with you. Or yourself or your beliefs. But here's the thing. Mercury's the mind, and you got Pluto that goes really deep. Pluto's very psychological. And then you have Mercury and Aries in your 12th house that is a subconscious and like intuition. So for you, this is just like, I'm looking at this. I'm like, this is the day that Taurus, if there's been anything that's been holding them back, gone. Anything that they've been telling themselves, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, gone. This is the day. Pluto excavates, remember that. So there could be something like very revelatory here. Even secrets being revealed, even you getting things off your chest, but in this like very empowering, I'm glad I said that, got that out type of way. Remember, this is all about it's Pluto. It's all about your personal revolution, your freedom here. And so there is something here that's really profound for you. All right. Really, really big. And yeah, of course, you can hear something here too as well. And there could be something here with contracts and especially career. A lot of y'all are going to have career in your mind. If you're not here for a career, just whatever you're exerting your energy into that you want to be known for. All right. Because it's the 10th house, right? Pluto and Aquarius in your 10th house. So that can be your reputation as well. It can also be just like honors and achievements. Fame, the 10th house is fame, and you got Mars and Leo in that fame house too. So some of y'all could be like, I don't know. There's just so much happening for you, but you could be like a home influencer. Do you know what I mean? Like that is what's happening for you. Honestly, like you could be like doing, you know, couple, you and your significant other, like start like an Instagram, and it just takes off. You're just talking about things at the home. It's big. You have this window, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's big. All right. So, or like realtor, influencer, like there's, anyway, you've got Venus on the same day, sextile Uranus in your sign. So again, who is going to feel this weekend the most? It's going to be you. I mean, like, it's just, you got the sun moving in your sign. Anyway, so we just had this, you know that, right? Just on April 7th. All right. But Venus was retrograde, and actually I think Mercury went direct that day, but Venus was retrograde. Venus is now direct, bearing gifts now that she's direct in Pisces where she's exalted. And so there's definitely something here with Uranus in your sign. There's something here where you are, it's this big release. It's a day you're not going to be bored. Just there's got to be things. It's very stimulating. It's very forward thinking, forward momentum, but there's this restlessness you're going to feel in terms of like creative projects and love and money and romance. It's just that feel like, I love this, right? It's because remember, that's what Venus is, a beauty as well. But this is, remember, all about breakthroughs, freeing yourself from something that you're just like, I want to do this. It's very free spirited. It's very like risk taking, like because you have that confidence now. Like, I'm going to just do this, right? So I love this for you. And this is rare, by the way. Venus sextile Uranus. Yeah, we did, again, because of the retrogrades, normally we only get it twice a year. All right. So it is very rare. So use this. And yeah, there's definitely going to be something here with likely friendships, groups you belong to, a community. There's going to be something here with your hopes, your wishes, your future dreams. But there's something within you that's, remember, Uranus is the great awakener. So it's almost like this big wake up call that you're going to have because, and very likely something that in your physical world, there's just something so powerfully wonderful here. Okay, with the sextile, all right. Venus rules you too, so it's very powerful for you. And actually, by the way, the moon will conjunct Pluto in Aquarius this day, and that's powerful. It's a conjunction with the moon. Like, you can't even in Aquarius, all about your future, but also if you're here for career, again, we'll talk more about it in the second spread. Taurus, let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you. All right, for April 13th to the 20th. Whoa. All right, Taurus, I'm getting you got a lot going on before you enter your birthday season, Taurus. I'm very excited for y'all. There's just so much happening for y'all. And again, everything's kind of building to next week. And then you've got this weekend where there's just the most energy. Taurus, I do a traditional cult across spread, offers the best overview, especially for a weekly reading. And if we'll pull clarifiers if we need to. Secondly, y'all are amazing. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm like, what? All right. You saw your last week's reading. I was already, but this, you get a mic, you get 1, 2, 3 mic drops. You got donk, 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 three cowbells. You get it all. This is, you can't even, okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, Taurus. So when I said your life is changing, you're moving into this new, there you go. You're moving into this new era, right on the brink of your birthday season. Okay. All right. So, let's get started. You've got the Page of Cups. I mean, you see how this is jackpot. You got the Page of Cups. You already move into something new. You're already feeling that. You already feel a lot of y'all. It's like wearing your heart in your sleeve. It's just your creativity and intuition, inspiration, all of that amplified already. Yeah, with the Page of Cups. This is all about just following your bliss. And there's a sense of innocence here with the Page of Cups. Oh my goodness. Remember what I said, being curious about new things, start doing new things. You got the page here. A lot of y'all are moving into this now. If you haven't already, you are. And you are. The creativity, like I said, it's going to be off the charts this week. And then you've already got a lot of that heightened intuition that I said. And it's Page of Cups, right? Cups are intuition and emotions and feelings and love and wonderment, all of that. So there's something new that you're moving into, that you're just going with, you're following your bliss, you're going with your heart, really creative energy, like I said. And this is the Page of Cups, okay? So definitely turning a new page in your life, but also because of it's very heart-centric and emotionally moving. And it's page. There's there's an innocence here. There's no pressure from the outer, you doing you. Moving, look what happens when you move into that new direction. You get the Wheel of Fortune in the heart of your spread. This is the universe saying, I got you. I'm taking care of you. I'm opening up this new path that's fated. Remember, let me remind you, Taurus, okay? Because this is a big deal. You've got the North Node conjuncting Pisces, conjuncting Venus, Saturn, stability, long-term, right? All in Pisces in your 11th house of your future hopes and wishes and dreams. And you've had that for several months, but next week is when it's just yeah. I mean, when I say great reset, great awakening, anyway, you're good. You got the Wheel of Fortune. You're good. You're here. You're the 4 fixed signs. Whatever is happening here is making you wiser. They're all reading the Book of Law, the Book of Wisdom. You're good. that stability that I talked about, you're good. This is a faded new path opening up for you. And some of y'all may not even know. You're just like, I don't know which way the wind's going to blow, but I'm going to do it anyway because that's what my heart says. That's what my intuition says. You're taking care. This is amazing. You know, this card is attributed to Jupiter, so it's luck. It is the Wheel of Fortune, right? Expansion, but also, you know, it's also a 10. So 1 0 equals 1, new beginning. You already got that page, new beginning. Like there's something new. This is this brand new era for you. Moving into your birthday season. I'm very excited for you. Got that 9 of Wands here. I don't mind it. There's two things. Yes, you've been holding down the fort. You've been like, all right, this energy, but you've been cool. You've been weathering a little bit of storm. You may feel that you have the past few months. Like, again, I told you in one of your videos since 2018, like a lot of y'all have been going through some, when Uranus went into your sign, but then right after that happened, you had the, eclipses like going hard in your sign for 2 years, like boom, boom, boom. So now you're just like, all right, now I'm coming out of it. I weathered the storm, whether it was a month, whether it was 2 months, whether it was like 6 years, 7 years. Like I getting everything that I deserve. Everything that I deserve. I love this for you. I love this for you. Now, on the other message that's coming through, yes, there could be someone else that is, kind of like, remember, there's a little bit of like not seeing eye to eye with someone that may likely come up, and that may be it. Like that may be someone that's like not really like budging. And again, it can have to do with someone else, like a partner, but it's just a matter of seeing eye to eye because I'm not getting a really strong energy from that. But there may be something here, right? Because he is very like, I'm standing my ground. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. All right. Hi. Hello. Who are you? You got the King of Wands, right? In your crown. What did I say about this spiritual warrior? What did I say? I mean, first of all, you got the King of Wands, all right? So he is Leo. You got Mars and Leo. So he's a big leader. He is the entrepreneur, but he's epitome of passion, your passions. Very transformative king, right? Just so much transformation happening here. Right here, it's what you want, it's what you're getting for. It's even in a paternal sense too, very likely, or in a relationship, whatever it is, it's just like feeling proud of yourself and just be, even like service to others with the King of Wands. Like he look at him, like he's not, he look at him leaning out of his throne, like he can't even sit still. Remember I said this weekend with that Uranus in your sign activated, you're going to be restless, but like there is a sense of like, what can I do to help this community, the masses, the whole globe, my family, whatever it is. But that's true leadership, true entrepreneurship, true spiritual warrior with Neptune, like in Aries, and you're good. Now you got the Two of Cups here. Come on, I just told you got a lot of partnership stuff happening right off the bat, right off the bat. You're good. It's clear there's something new forming this week. With the Two of Cups, the true love card, the twin flame card, the soulmate card in layman's terms, right? But whoa, hello. There's likely something that I'm getting an impression that a lot of y'all have already moved into it, but if not, it's all happening this week. I even dropped the videos a little bit earlier too than the actual week. So you're going to be moving into it. There's this sense of opening yourself up to another. This is two souls inhabiting one body. There's so much healing here. There's so much love here. There's unconditional love. All right. Now it can be, platonic. It doesn't have to be, love. It can be like with even career. Yeah. Anything that 101. But amazing. You're fired up. Look at this. You are fired up. You got the King of Wands, right? What did I say? Epitome of fire is the King of Wands, right? And he's Leo. And then you got the winged lion. Yeah. All that Leo energy you're really going to feel. So yeah, a lot of it can be like home related, like your significant other, anything like that. But maybe even like this renewal, this rebirth in an area with a relationship, or opening yourself up, how you feel about relationships. But whatever it is, it's just your heart is out there. I love it. Amazing. Okay. So much passion. Now, you also have the King of Pentacles and your future. Like what? You're good. You're coming into your own. You're coming into this, like, even a lot of Tauruses are coming into this area, like, area in your life. Like, take a moment. All I want you to do is take a moment to just even think about, where were you 2 years ago, and look at you now. So be very proud of yourself. Be very proud of yourself. Okay? And look at the direction you're going, because the King of Pentacles is Taurus. Okay? You even see your symbol in his, the bulls in his throne. You're coming into your own as we move into your birthday season. That's big. The richest king. All right. And this is, again, think very home energy too, because he is a big protector. He's a big provider, or, a relationship or career, however you want to, but it's again, him taking care of him. I'm making this wealth for others, to protect others, do you know what I mean? Like, so really wonderful. Anything he touches turns to gold. He is the richest king. Spend time in nature, please. Okay? You can't distinguish his harvest from his robe. I mean, he's integrated into his wealth, and that can be in your physical world, spiritual wealth. It doesn't have to be like money and finances. Pentacles are your physical reality. That wealth that you have in, like, your family life, or do you know what I mean? Like, however you want to. But please spend time in nature. There is a reason why he is not in his castle. All right, spend time in nature. You're gonna feel that. Anyway, Taurus, y'all are amazing. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? If you like this reading, by the way, yeah, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what is happening, y'all. This is once in a lifetime. This is, oh my goodness, these like literally these aspects. Okay, let's see what's going on. Oh, yeah, don't. Just don't. I mean, I can't with you. This is trailblazing. New life. You're good. You got the Hangman here. Yeah. You're going through it. You're going through it in this way of, like, remember what I said. There's just something about when you've got Neptune and Mercury in Aries in your 12th house, you're going to feel that. Even what's happening this weekend, even with the lunations are big for you. And remember, we'll talk about that later, but the Hangman, look at the halo around his head. And so why does he have that? Is because we're halfway through the journey here, right? Through the Fool's journey, the major arcana. And so it's like, okay, I'm halfway through. I've learned a lot, right? And now I see what's ahead, but to really, really see what's ahead, I need to see it in a different way. All right. That's what I've learned. I have to see things in a different way. He put himself there. No one put him there. Okay. So he's upside down to shift his perspective because he's wanting this big change. Okay. This big transformation in your life. And in real life, you have to do that. In order to do that, you have to surrender. That's what he's doing. He's making sacrifices. That's what you're doing. This is very spiritual. This card is actually attributed to Neptune, right? And so it's all about that perspective shift, but y'all are already doing it because your lives are changing. You're seeing things in new ways. Anyway, your life is about to go through. He comes right before the death card. That's a card of transformation. So again, a lot of how you see things, your perspective. I love this. And it is connected to the world card, but anyway, the last card. And anyway, you got the Eight of Cups. Yeah, there's definitely something that's just shifting, adjusting, changing here. It is big. There may be some things that are you're comfortable leaving this old world. Yeah, you got the Eight of Cups here. Game changing. A lot of it can be a little like bittersweet, like, oh, I was at this job for 10 years and I love my colleagues and I love this, but now I'm starting my own business. I'm very excited about that. Whatever it is for you. Yeah, you're ready. And yeah, there can be someone leaving you, but again, it just maybe it doesn't even feel like it's just this other direction someone else may be going, right, in your life, but it's almost like it's reached that end anyway. Like, so it's not like it could be just like, maybe your neighbor was your best friend. Y'all would you drink martinis all the time, and now she got married and moving to, Alaska, and you live in Florida. Do you know what I mean? Like, kind of that. You got the Six of Cups. There you go. That's all you want. This is great. This is you deserve this. Six of Cups is So much harmony here, so much kindness here. It's very like letting your hair down. I'm protected. I'm good. The biggest house in tarot. Yeah, biggest house in tarot. Not only indicating protection, comfort, security, but remember your fourth house is so going to be amplified. So much energy there. All right. Being comfortable in your home and like maybe even a new home. Maybe you're moving. You got Mars and Leo in your fourth house, changing up the home. But anyway, this is it's tapping into your inner child. So again, there is a sense of like innocence here, letting go with that Page of Cups, that Wheel of Fortune, this Two of Cups, the Hangman. That like, come on, like. With the Queen of Wands and your final outcome, Taurus, you're good. All right. You got the pair. You got the King of Wands. You got the Queen of Wands. Very, very Queen of Wands, you know, gets whatever she wants. She has that power, that allure. Remember what I talked about, Mars and Leo, royalty, royal. Well, you just got the two wands of fire of the king and the queen. So the fact that you have the Queen of Wands in your final outcome, yeah, you're getting whatever you want. You're getting whatever you want. Whatever is pushing you in this direction, obviously take that action, right? Because the Wheel of Fortune, yeah, is associated with karma too. You know, the wheels of karma, karmic cycles. We go through that too. Again, karma is action, but it just seems like something is like you will. Queen of Wands is also very like, just so much optimism, and she's so regal. And remember, I said y'all are going to be the leaders. You're the spiritual warriors, the visionary leaders, and she is a big leader here. Okay? People gravitate toward the Queen of Wands. Even you see the sunflower in her hand, right? And her throne. Okay? And so there you go. Okay? They appear in the actual sun card. And so she has the powers of the sun, which is optimism, opportunity. It's just this radiance. And even sunflowers, you know, if you garden or whatnot, like sunflowers, like they gravitate toward this. I mean, like that's you getting whatever you want. Wands, your actions, your passions, your creative ideas, whatever it is. She's also an entrepreneur as well. And so, but also very work related. So it's almost like what you're manifesting, you're getting. Okay. You just say you're good. Like I don't even know what to like. This is probably your best. Like okay, I'm gonna let you go, Taurus. Oh yeah, okay. So next, we're gonna. So the second spread, we're gonna talk about these key lunations. I mean, the fact that you got all this partnership stuff happening in a big way, wealth building. We'll talk about that. Maybe even something with like. Anyway, we'll talk about it. So tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join, become members, and. The last thing next week, big. Okay, I got to tell you, it's big. So we're gonna unpack that. There's a lot happening. We're in your birthday season. Happy birthday! If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me, Taurus. I hope that you're amazing. All right, Taurus. I will see you next week. Okay, thanks so much. Bye bye.